Dealer in your neighborhood today at CarrierOhio.com.
And to echo Colton's sentiments, we want everyone to have a good time responsibly. This is almost like a city holiday with the first game of the year. The biggest question that everyone's wondering, will the weather cooperate? Will the weather be disruptive?
I don't think it will necessarily be completely disruptive, but there is a chance we could have some lake effect showers around the area. Whether or not they fall right in downtown, that's where the new data comes into play. Let's kind of walk you through exactly what we're going to be watching this weekend because, yes, today has been mild. It's been very pleasant. If you've had an opportunity to maybe open up the windows at the house, we've had a pretty strong south to southwest wind coming through, and it's helped to boost that temperature briefly. But there is a cold front making its way through the area right now. You wouldn't necessarily be able to tell that because there's really no rain associated with this front, but you are starting to see the humidity come down behind it, and that's what's going to eventually kind of signal this more westerly wind that takes over and may eventually generate some of those spotty showers through the weekend. As of right now, things are quiet. If you have any Friday evening plans, looking good to go. There's your cold front right there. You've got a little moisture down to the south, so St. Louis out towards Kansas City, and you also have a little bit of moisture and a couple disturbances passing us by to the northwest. They'll team up, and that's essentially what kind of gives you these better dynamics to potentially get a little rain headed into the weekend. As for right now, temperatures are sitting into the 70s in many spots across northeast Ohio. And really, you kind of have to wait until after sunset to really see that temperature fall into the 60s and eventually see those winds relax a little bit more as well. But headed into the overnight, this is when the pattern starts to change. We do bring back an opportunity for some rain to get the day started tomorrow, and you see that reset to the temperature. Expect overnight lows more so into the middle 50s. Here's your future view. Very quiet next couple of hours. Clouds will continue to increase. We expect that as some moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere starts to work back in, but it takes a little bit of time for us to actually see a rain chance materialize out of this. And I don't necessarily anticipate that this is going to be complete washout to get the weekend started either. These are going to be some scattered showers that are a little bit more organized across our central and eastern counties headed into your Saturday, but not everybody is going to see the rain. But what happens behind this rain chance tomorrow is a more westerly wind that starts to take over and eventually a bit more northwesterly, and that's what could organize a few of those lake-enhanced showers once we get into the second half of the weekend. So tomorrow, not a washout. That is good news for us. A few showers around, mainly in the morning. That's what we will be watching. And then headed into Saturday night, especially if you're in our eastern lakeshore counties, Cleveland eastward, you have the potential to see just a couple of those showers working through as temperatures take quite the tumble. Overnight's back into the 40s, and then we'll watch for a couple isolated showers by Sunday as temperatures remain into the 60s. The big question is then, how long does it take for that temperature to recover? And the answer is really not long. As we look ahead towards early this next week, we do make a return to the mid to upper 70s before yet again another cold front comes through about Thursday. And that will once again kind of dip the temperature a little bit headed into the end of this next week. But you notice not many rain chances. We'll dive into Sunday's forecast and talk about these ups and downs coming up in the next half hour.